To start painting this, you're going to want to start by applying your base coat, which will be the darkest color for this, because you start with the dark and then build up to lighter. So I'm going to start, because I'm painting it blue, I'm painting it with a bit of green, a little bit of this dark green, and some blue, a regular blue, doesn't really matter, your choice. Again, you could do this with any color. Yeah, interchangeable. You just have to change the colors, obviously. So mix this up. There, that's good enough. I'm gonna take the sponge brush because it's easier for applying heavy amounts of paint. It's gonna take multiple coats because it's just going to. Acrylic paint doesn't stick very well to spray paint, but after a few coats, you'll be able to build up a thick enough layer that you won't even notice. Yeah. So once I get this down, I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit and then start working on the second layer of this. Make sure to get it, that's why I use the sponge brush, is because it's able to reach into these deep recesses like right there. Again, it's gonna take multiple coats, so do not worry about it looking streaky like this. It's going to, regardless of how you do it. Okay, so I let it sit for about 15 minutes, and now I'm gonna put on the second coat. You'll notice it's already looking a lot better. Yeah, you just keep adding coats until it gets to the point where you like it. Yeah, not much else to it. Okay, so I just finished doing the base coats, and now I'm gonna start working up to a lighter shade. So instead of using the green, I'm using just this blue. And I'm gonna build up on the parts where the light will shine the most, and you could dab it off a little bit, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. Yeah. Don't worry if you're messy with it, it doesn't matter all too much, because this is like the primary color. The base coat's mostly just for shadows and recesses and stuff. So like, if you get this basically everywhere, it's not the bad, it's not the worst. Yeah. And you can basically just brush it on over everything. Yeah. Then the major recesses will stay darker because you want them to. Like, yeah. It's already starting to build up and looking really nice. Yeah. So, yeah. The trick is when you're painting something like this is to remember that you could always just go over it again with the base coat and start over if you don't like it. So it's not bad to mess up. Like, no real pressure on it. Okay, now that the blue is dried, we can start working on a different blue. Build up along the edges like that, along the peaks, like right up here on the nose, a little bit right here, a little bit on this part right here, and bam. You look, and then you can always just get a little bit more. It's looking real nice. move streaks a little bit, or you could dab. Works both ways, honestly. Yeah, that's what's really nice about using this sponge brush. It just makes it a lot easier to make it freehand than a regular brush, because you have all the pressure about keeping everything nice and uniform. Whereas this, be really free with it. Like, not much better way to explain it, but like, it makes it really fun. Boom, it's looking real nice. And again, don't worry if it doesn't look how you want it to, because you could always just go back down to the last layer you did and rebuild over it. It's looking real nice though. Like, look at that. And remember, any deep recesses like that, you don't have to worry about it too much, because you're just gonna go over it with the black, well, I'm gonna go over mine with the black paint pen to add that cartoony-esque appeal to it. Yeah, it's looking real nice so far though. Okay, so I forgot to film this last part, but I started adding just this turquoise onto the peaks, and it's looking real nice. It's looking a very Sub-Zero-esque, but real nice. Yeah. Yeah. Nice, right? Just about done the painting phase, and then we'll move on to the paint markers. Yeah, it's looking real nice. Okay, now that the last coat is dried, it's looking real nice, and onto the final bit of painting. This little very, very light pale blue. Yeah. It's just for the very edges, like that, see? This is for like right where the light might hit. Yeah. To be fair, what really inspired me to do this the first time on that green mask was I was painting just for myself a little Warhammer helmet, and I wanted to paint it like, it's a wearable helmet, but I wanted to paint it to look kind of like how they paint the minis. And I really liked how it came out, and I wanted to do it again. So I did it on that green helmet, and it came out really well. Then I thought of like cartoony styles with like the rubber hose and all that, where it's like the black edges and everything. And I really like how that looks, so I thought it would be cool on the helmet, so I added that too. Yeah. Bam, it's looking real nice, look at that. I'll let that dry, then I can put on the paint markers in a little bit. Yeah. For anybody who's following along, good job, honestly. You can always just tag me if you want, and you can show me how yours comes out if you do something like this. But yeah, good luck if anybody who tries this, yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna start adding the black and white lines to this, which I'm a little worried about, but I'm really happy about how it's turning out so far. And honestly, I'm not too afraid, because I could just redo this, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a white and a black paint marker. They don't have to be anything fancy, like they don't have to be Posca paint markers, but they can be if you want. It works fine either way. Okay, so for this one, I did do a layer of clear coat over top of the acrylic paint before I did this paint, but I don't have any clear coat on me right now. I am picking some up this weekend because I'm finishing something up for Halloween. But yeah, other than that, not much else to do other than start. So I'm gonna start in the black, like the absolute black spots, like these recesses right here. Yeah. Look at that. Then the final step is now, actually, to add some clear coat. I'm going to use semi-gloss, although you could either use gloss, no gloss, like whatever you want, really. I'm either going to use semi-gloss or satin, because, well, when it's like textured like this, you kind of want it to look flatter to maintain that cartoony look to it. But yeah, other than that, it's basically done. Yeah. Let me know what you thought.